OK, the breaking news comes from Manchester United, and today the Football Association has approved Sir Jim Ratcliffe's purchase of a 25% stake in Manchester United. So a major step towards that. We had confirmation the Premier League had given its backing to the deal and was contained within this update to the Securities and Exchange Commission. That was yesterday. More information emerged on Monday evening. A further SET update published this afternoon confirmed that approval from the Football Association has also been obtained. As we now know, completion edges closer. So a major step after the Premier League has approved that. The Football Association has approved it for Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake of Manchester United. That is a developing story. We'll keep you very much on top of it all.
Well, I hope so. Obviously, we don't know the characters and what the feel of this dressing room is, but we look around, you know, we got players here who won big trophies, won World Cups, but I don't know what the dynamics is like in the dressing room, but you just hope that when they have come to United, that they've enjoyed the pressure of playing for Man United. I know United, we've been critical of United the last few years, recruitment, the stadium, facilities, but we've come here early this morning. It's still a great place to come and play football. It really is. I just hope there's enough characters and leadership to get United back to winning ways, but it's a long way back. And sometimes there is players come to United, which we've seen to the last few months, and it looks like maybe the pressure playing for Man United has been a bit too much for him.
Very upbeat programme notes today, as you'd probably expect from Erik ten Hag, the first home game of 2024. Do you think there is room for optimism for Manchester United fans?
Well, you always have to have that bit of hope. But again, I always say the proof's out on the pitch when the referee blows the whistle against the Spurs team today. Who will be at it and will come after them? United have to be ready. And the players they've not been consistent enough, lost far too many matches, not scoring enough goals. And it looks like the pressure's getting to all of them. So whatever about the manager's programme notes and that positivity, I judge players what they do on the pitch. Pot of tea, a few biscuits. It was, and just having a chat before the matches and just getting in the zone and getting ready to go to battle.
Give us your idea of your ideal pre-match routine then for a home game at Old Trafford.
We used to come in the mornings, have a bit of pre-match. We'd be upstairs, obviously the players. I'd have a bowl of soup, a bit of toast. Come down here, you'd read the papers, watch something on the television. Manager would have a team talk, all very kind of relaxed. You know, not what you might think before a match. People thought you would be in here. Players would be ranting and raving, nice and quiet, nice and low-key. The players would be getting in the zone. We had a lot of experienced players. The work was done during the week. We were experienced players. We knew what was at stake. We knew playing for Man United, the pressure, the demands, and the dressing room was a great place to be. The best, especially if you had a good result. That's what I'd miss most, really, sitting in the dressing room with lads you've been to battle with. And, yeah, it was great.
You were very vocal on the pitch. 10 minutes before the game, were you the one that was leading the calls for the team and telling what they want from them?
No, not really. I'd be honestly fairly quiet. I'd be fairly quiet because we all trusted each other. All these lads turned up week in, week out, so there was no need for me to be shouting and roaring at anybody. Every now and again, I'd say maybe once or twice a year, honestly, I would turn around and maybe say to the group of players, just remember who we are, lads, we're Man United. And it would be simple as that. But we had great players and great leaders and experienced players, so it didn't need me. I had the easiest job in the world.
Like the manager? Any great team talks? Or?
Yeah, he'd obviously had that in his locker, of course. He would keep the players on his toes, but he would generally, he'd have his own office around the corner there, and he would let us get on with it. He trusted the players, but of course when he spoke, then we'd all listen. But again, it wouldn't be what you're thinking, that he'd be going on too much about certain teams. I've obviously famously said it years ago about when we played Spurs, he would say, look, lads, remember it's Spurs, but this is a much stronger Spurs team now.
I obviously wasn't playing in those games.
No, you were injured. You were injured, Jamie, yeah. That was a relief to everyone.
So you didn't see Sir Alex Ferguson in here very much. Was this very much the players' sanctuary?
Yeah, and the manager's office, and again with the staff, whether it be Steve or Brian Kidd or wherever, and they would just trust the players and come in. They give you snippets of information, and there might be something written up, but again, we would, honestly, we'd a lot of senior players, so we knew what was at stake. We knew the job, we knew the players we were playing against. We didn't need that much instructions,
great
really.
Players, it helps, doesn't it? You know, that's why it makes, I think, for a manager, makes his job so easy. When he looks around and you've got the likes of Roy, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, they're running the dressing room. You know, it makes your job a lot easier. And when that's right now what you're searching for. Gary, of course, Gary would have been one of the characters that you'd want in your team because he knows what's at stake. And I think that's the thing, not just in Man United, but modern day. There's not too many characters that sort of run the dressing room, even on the pitch, that are managers on the field. If you find them, they're worth their weight in gold.
But just visualise, I'd be in the tunnel before matches. I'd look over my shoulder at Peter, Dennis Irwin, Nev, whoever, Yapstam, Ronnie Johnson, Butty, Giggs. And I would look over my shoulder. I think we've got a chance today. with brilliant players.